Hello, my name is Jingo Nelly, and today we are going to be looking at another tutorial. But before I begin off, make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Competitive dimensions. Now, with competitive dimensions, it's more to do with what dimensions are helping different firms to compete. Hmm? What dimensions? Now we have a dimension of, like, you can look at cost. Now, the cost is you having the ability to sell at a lower cost. That is a competitive dimension, like you having that ability. That means you're going to get customers running up to you, like me. If I'm selling my phones at a lower price compared to my other competitors somewhere else, I'll have that advantage of selling guys cheaper phones. Then we're having quality and reliability. Now here, it's to do with products of quality, and can they be relied on. Like if I distribute a phone to somebody, like, is it of quality? Is it reliable? Can this person rely on it in case of anything, taking pics, whatever? But is it reliable according to the customer? Can they rely on this? Because there's a situation whereby somebody can purchase a phone, but it's not reliable. Like, this person cannot rely on it, as maybe bought it for some it can help him in some aspects, like to make a phone call, but when it comes to keeping his documents, his or her documents, he can't rely on the phone, on the gadget. He has to get his PC, he has to store a large file, for example, when this phone is having not good storage. So we're having this delivery. Now with this is to do with the distribution channel. Like, if I'm to supply a phone, is my distribution channel flexible? Is it speedy? Is it reliable? Like, with flexibility, it deals with the many means of distribution I have to distribute a phone to somebody. Like, I can use car, can use that is with Uber or something. I can use maybe if this person is somewhere else in another country, I can ship it. I can put it on a plane, such things. Then we're having the speed. How fast does it take to reach the customer? Like, if I told them to make the place to, if they're to make it an order with me, what is the period for me to supply them the product? Is it going to take so long, months, or is it going to take days? So these are all competitive dimensions. So somebody would go to a person. If I told we are two competitors, me I distribute according to the 2 days, and the other one is taking months to distribute the phone. Obviously the customer will run to me because I'm taking a shorter time. Then reliability, I looked at it. Is your, even you personally, or the customers, can they rely on your distribution channel? According to the way you distribute. Then coping with the changes in demand, like, can you copy up with the changes? If I told you have periods whereby having a boom and customers are getting products in, demanding products, and you're booming at that time, the demand is high, and at a particular time you're having low demand. So sometimes you may have low demand for a long period of time, but can you sustain it? Something like that. So coping with the changes in demand. So you will find out that these the firms that are high, since something is being demanded at a low, like the demand has decreased because of maybe the current situation, because of COVID, certain products are not being demanded. You may find out that somebody may lose out on business. For example, if we are selling phones, and me, I sell iPhones, I sell what another person is typically dealing in iPhones. Now this person, it reaches a time whereby people are no longer demanding for the iPhones because of the current situation. Everybody is being faced with the pandemic, and they can't afford buying the expensive phones. So we are having the new product introduction. Like, how fast, if I told you to introducing a new product, iPhone 12, like, how fast does it reach the market? Like, we are assuming that people don't know anything about the iPhone 12, and you are to introduce it in, like, how fast Can it get the potential market you want? And is it flexible? Like, can the customers get to use your product differently? So that new product introduction must have those aspects for it to create some competitiveness. Yeah. So if it does not have such competitiveness, that means you're going to lose out of business. You're going to find yourself out of business. So that is to do with competitive dimensions. We had ended on competitive dimensions, which led us to the latest global competitiveness drivers. And with this, they are telling us that what is enabling the competitiveness nowadays in among the farms. There is use of renewable energy and reduction in carbon emissions, meaning that if at all there's a farm that is reducing on the carbon emissions, that means that it can compete effectively because it won't have any inconveniences with the government. Government won't tamper with it than a farm which is carrying out the carbon emissions in the environment. We are having the next one, use of artificial intelligence in production. Now this is of just using basically IT facilities like the computers in the production of goods and services. Then we're having faster and high-tech supply chains. That one is self-explanatory. Then we are having fast and accurate production development. If I told you are to introducing a product, it is fast and actually like it does not take long for it to develop within the market. Uh, that is a competitive advantage or a competitive drive for your farm. Here they're saying that the speed development and enhancement, manufacturability. That is more to explain on that point. Then the next point we're having waste reduction and green production. Like you reduce on the waste you're producing, maybe releasing to the environment. It's somehow embedding itself in the first point of the reduction in carbon emissions. But this time around, you reduce on the waste. Maybe you make it reusable. That is another way of reducing on the waste. Then improved customer supplier relationship, in that you're having a very well improved relationship with your customers, hence enabling you to supply them more, thus being competitive enough compared to other firms. Then improved leadership. This is the saying strong independent board of directors. So if a board of directors are independent, strong, so it can make your farm prosper because of that improved leadership. So we are moving on to the production system. Production system, it basically comprises of the input, conversion process, and the output. Now with the input, just the materials that people are going to use, the different farms, people can be in the conversion process. So the people that convert these inputs into outputs all are embedded in the conversion process, and thus either producing products or services. That is with the production system. And under that, we are having examples of operations. So operations, you can have operations like goods production. A best example can be with farming. We're having the storage or transportation, whereby you can look at examples to do with warehousing and taxes, the taxi. Then we're having exchange, whereby you can look at the banking, entertainment, where we can look at concerts, communication, where you can look at radios on your newspapers. Then under the examples of production systems, remember production system comprises of the input, conversion process, and output. And for that we can have like maybe hospital. The hospital, what will be its input? Input will be patients. Conversion, it will be the healthcare, and that will be a output, a healthy individual. Then you're having a restaurant, you can be having customers. Then conversion, you get to have prepared food, or you serve the food. Then at the end output, you're going to have satisfied customers. Then automobile plant, you can get to have sheet steel. Then conversion, fabrication, then output, high quality automobiles. Then we're having a university, which is having high school graduates. Then what is the conversion? You transforming of knowledge and skills, and at the end you get to have educated individuals. Basically, we are having also some terms in this under the production system, and by production system they just mean a system that takes inputs and converts them into outputs. And with that, if you're looking at operations management under production system, it simply means that here this is being carried out by now a person called an operations manager, and is managing and the management of an organization. Okay, he makes sure that the management of an organization, yeah, it's saying is the management of an organization, productive resources, or its production system. All in all, production management deals with making the production system operational. That is with operation management. Then having conversion, we looked at it, is the predominant activity of a production system. So this is basically the stage or process whereby inputs are still being processed. And with operation manager is the person who basically looks at the inputs in the conversion process and makes sure that they are successfully turned into outputs. And below, you can get to have what they call the value addition in a production system, whereby the difference between the cost of inputs and the value of the value of the outputs, that will be the value added, because materials can be brought in, or the inputs, when they're not having value addition. But if at all they go into the conversion process, that's when the people in there will add something to it, so that at the end of the day you can have something when it has been added value on. For example, wood, if it's an input, they get wood, they make a chair out of it. So they have added something on the wood, they have decided to make a chair out of it. And who has made this chair? Carpenter, and this is the carpenter who will be in the conversion process. And at the end, you get your output, which will be a chair.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.